The playoffs are getting closer, and that means the intensity will ramp up with only 4 races till California on a Saturday night. We head out to its sister track, Michigan, for today's Pure Michigan 400, sponsored by 3M. Temperature here, the early part of this afternoon, the weather here is gorgeous with a capital G. Mid 80s, a little bit of a breeze from the southeast, a lot of sun, no clouds, and all I can say is we had some pretty interesting news developing from Sebring. Last week's winner, Sunday's winner, Jonathan Morrison, put the bumper, but things were not done yet. On the cool-down lap, Zachary Lombard, Dylan Murway, if you remember, these two crashed, got into each other on lap 1. Dylan Murway was not happy. Zachary Lombard ran into Dylan Murway on the cool-down lap. Dylan Murway tried to talk to Zachary Lombard on pit road, but that led to a brawl. Several crew members were fined. Both drivers were fined as well. This is second time in a row Dylan Murway's been caught in the middle of a finish controversy. He was caught in one in Portland on the last lap with Hunter Miller when both of those two crashed in turn 1. Both of these cars are starting in the middle of the field today, so while we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup presented by DC Solar this afternoon here on TNT. Starting today from row 1, we have the Interstate Batteries Toyota and the Dow Chemicals Chevrolet. Starting this afternoon from row 2, we have the Duracell Ford and the 78 car. Starting this afternoon from row number 3, we have the Discount Tire Ford and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Starting this afternoon from row number 4, we have the DC Solar Chevrolet and the Pennzoil Ford. Starting this afternoon from row 5, we have the FedEx Express Toyota and the Hertz rental car Chevrolet. Nate Sherman needs a good run here to get himself into top 16 contention. He was taken out in a late crash at Sebring. Starting in 11th this afternoon. As we look through the rest of the field, let's mic up the outside pole sitter, Jonathan Morrison, with a huge statement victory last week, Sunday at Sebring. Hey, John, this is Dylan Murway this is Wally Dylan back up in the TNT Sports booth. You got us? Yeah, I got you. How about it? Riding a lot of confidence, broke a long winless streak. Had to fight pretty hard to get it. I mean, how does it feel starting with the guy who he fought with next week? I'm just hoping this starts clean, honestly. Hoping he doesn't think back and try to run me up the track on the start like I did to him on the last turn. Yeah, in all seriousness, our car is fast. I think a lot of it's going to really come down to who has the better motor, because the way these cars are running all seems very pack-like, very almost like NASCAR Heat 3 a little bit. So, especially on restarts when you get a group of cars together and get them on top of each other, and it's usually pretty fun, but as long as we stay out of trouble and make sure nobody does anything stupid on the starts, then we'll hopefully go back-to-back and get ourselves into the playoffs. All right, 10-4. Have a good one down there. Thank you. Have a good one down there, bud. Thanks, guys. You'll be starting second today. And here are the keys to today's race, sponsored by FedEx Ground. So the key here, just like Jonathan Morrison said, it's going to be wide open. And the way people are racing, it's almost packed, borderline packed, like almost like, not like Daytona, but you see guys really close up to each other, and be close. It'll be pretty hard for these guys to spread out today. Engines. Like I said, this is also a fast racetrack, so engines and the engine tuners are chewing fingernails right now like crazy, hoping their motors make it to the end end without a hitch. And most importantly, drama. As we get close to the playoffs, especially with Bristol on Friday night, and then you got Darlington in California, Darlington on the first Sunday in September, and California on the first Saturday in September. Races will heat up. There's going to be aggression, so the goal is to stay clean and don't get caught up in someone else's mess. Then you'll be truly on the fast path to deliver the victory lane promise. Crappy sponsor plug. Here are the 5 onboard cameras in HD today. We'll be riding with Bernard's Cup Series in the 12. Derek Lewis in the 42 with the DC Solar onboard. Caleb Hoffman with the Eris onboard. Dylan Murray with the Jimmy Johns onboard. Look for him to make some crazy moves to get into the front. And Jonathan Morrison with the Dow on board. Race length tonight will be 14 laps. Race length today will be 14 laps. 500 miles. It's going to be fun. She's mean. She's wide. She's fast. People are going to fan out 4 and 5 wide on the start, I have a feeling. Pace car is off. Gorgeous day in Michigan. You could not have asked for better racing conditions than this. We're underway in the Irish Hills. Great start for Jonathan Morrison. Here comes WB Network pushing with 3, though. And so far, so good. Other than a little bit of movement, things have been rather tepid. On the start of the race, Jacob 2 tries to sidegraph the 9. And how about the Penske cars? Bernard Cup Series trying to go up to take second. Bring teammate Robert Smith with him. Jonathan Morrison sits in 4th and looks like he's going backwards. Oh, boy, gosh. Oh, gosh. Look at this hornet's nest right here. Look at that. Dylan Murray, nowhere to go. He's 3 wide and probably looking for a solid out. You got the 41 pushing him, the 20. Jonathan Morrison continuing to lose a couple spots. He's getting pushed by the 3, by the 9 and Jacob 2. Both of these two are longtime friends. Jacob 2 actually finished 4th last Sunday at Sebring. Oh, look at that. Nate Sherman going 3 wide, getting a little aggression out of the 48 early. Bill? I spoke with crew chief Darian Grubb this morning, said, and Nate Sherman, as they were walking to the driver's meeting, they told me their plan was aggression will be the name of the game. And as you see, we got a little bit of 4 wide action here behind. So he had to literally drop to the apron to pass the guy 3 wide. He says his car's fast. Look for him to be up in the thick of things when this is all over. both the Lombard brothers working together. They were in some pretty crazy moments last Sunday at Sebring. Remember, obviously, this was talked about. Dylan Murway and Zachary Lombard crashed on lap 1 from the first couple rows. Dylan Murway got spun coming out of a right-hander in 7, causing a major jam-up. And later on, Dylan Murway got ran wide in 16 by Joseph Lombard. So Joseph Lombard went for a bit of a ride. Which later irked Zachary Lombard, which then led to the aforementioned fight. And wow, you want to talk about big moments? Caleb Hoffman had one there off 4. Watch this. See, Dylan Murway drove in deep on the 19. On the 19 here, he tried to suck the air, and I think the those may have some issues. Hunter Miller loses multiple spots. He already had the win in the bag earlier this year at Vegas. So he's not super stressed about the playoffs, unlike that guy in the 88 that's pushing him. 5 laps in, and surprisingly, it's been caution-free, so spoke too soon. We got a car around on the backstretch. And one in the wall. It's Caleb Hoffman. Down. All right, get back up. Caution has come out. Caleb Hoffman with the win earlier this year at Brighton suddenly took the sting out, which takes quite a bit of the sting out of the hit of what just happened, but a lot of damage on that 19. Right front blue. Sorry, left rear blue and it just snapped. Okay, can you drive it back? That was Scott Daniels talking. Damage actually didn't look too bad. Oh, yeah, that's fairly extensive. I mean, he could still run. He's just going to be way off the pace. Surprisingly, Caleb Hoffman and Hunter Miller haven't left any records and lit the world on fire this year. With, Caleb Hoffman at least has been consistent, but Hunter Miller's just ran into a lot of bad luck, a lot of crashes. Just not that kind of year, I guess. Well, the good thing is Caleb Hoffman's going to his home state next week. Actually, about a week from now, on Friday at Bristol. Coverage begins at 9 a.m. Eastern on NASCAR.com with first practice. Then it'll be tape delayed on TNT at 10. And at 12:30, we'll have final practice from Bristol. And then at 2:30 will be qualifying. 7:30 Eastern will be the Prairie Show, hour-long special presented by Sonic. Then at 8 will be the Irwin Tools Night Race from Bristol. on TNT. Sorry, 8:30. That one is always produces some fast white knuckle racing. And what doesn't hurt then to go out and spend the waning parts of summer on a short track? I'm not complaining. I'm not either. So here we go, getting ready for our second restart of the afternoon. Teammates in the first two rows. How are things going to shake out? Penske definitely got a good start. 3 wide behind. Wow, 3 wide like it's Talladega. Here, look at that. 3 wide, 2. Nearly 3 low. Oh, it's almost 4 wide going into turn 3. Dylan Murway has not gotten off the back of that 48. They're so... Actually, I don't even know where they can go. Oh, one's spinning. In behind. Caution. Big hit. Entrance of pit road. My goodness. That is the 43 of Joseph Lombard, who shot after getting into the 6, slams into the pit barrier at the entrance of pit road. When that is down, that is a great sign. See him clutching his wrist right there. I saw him just him really step up, get into the 6, and then when the 6 hit the wall, he used it as a, I don't want to say shuffleboard, but you kind of shuffleboarded him. And this happened right in front of his brother, no less. Then Lombard slides. Oh, God. When Onette is down, that is a great sign. And he is walking. Obviously winded after that hit, but walking. Hard to believe. So that was definitely entertaining there. Peyton Beasley was on pit road. Right, because remember they slid up into each other. 6 didn't get a lot of damage, but it was definitely enough to cause a decent rub. And then the 43 obviously had that crash. Luckily, pit road. Luckily, he came an inch away from slamming side first into those barrels there. Luckily, otherwise that could have been much, much, much uglier. Well, boys, all I can say is I don't know if I can take much more of the chaotic restarts. Well, I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of them. Restart, lap 8. Much better start by Jacob Tube on the inside. Whoa, Dylan Murway using the apron. He is all the way down. He's from California line. 4 wide, 4 wide, man, 4 wide. I don't think the 2 got a good start. They're 3 wide for 3rd. Dylan Murway down on the bottom of the track. Into the front of the field almost. Slides up. Makes contact with the 18. They are 4. They are 5 wide. Here at the start-finish line. Nate Sherman is all going to go all the way into the dirt. How about that 83 car? Showing some muscle late. Dylan Murway to the top spot, Michigan. Nate Sherman up to 4th. Oh, spinning. Couple of them. Nope, never mind. This is. Thought there was someone spinning there. Four to go. Dylan Murway is starting to gap himself from the field. Oh, we got a crash. Big hit. 2 cars hard into the fence. And one of them on fire. Is Grace now set to win on it? Oh! Oh, God. What a hit. Sorry, guys, just snap loose on this. Holy cow. Big contact for Matthew Powell, who has the winner net down. Oh, both of those cars are junk. Look at them. Grace Alcebdo is the winner net down. He does not look happy. Come on, stay by the car. Come on, stay by the car, dude. I saw that the 83 was sideways and tried to save it off 2. Then he overcorrected, wrapped up the 1, and both of them went extremely hard into the wall. In fact, they got hung together. believe it or not. So, red flag is out. I have to clean this track up. By the way, Matthew Powell has got the one in it down. He's sitting on the outside right there. The outside wall. What a sight. And look at this. Took some time to collect his thoughts. And if you're in the family of Mr. Powell and you're watching this, he is okay. That's such a weird angle. They came together. When those two cars came together and in that crash, it's definitely an ugly, ugly scene. And then the one started sliding. I was thinking he was going to hit that wall, but yeah, with these advancements that we've had today, you see the one sitting on the inside wall. The advancements in place. Both of these drivers are able to walk from their cars after such a frightening crash. That is just unbelievable. So here's the watch. The 83 was pretty well sideways off the two. And then something snapped in the car. And he didn't get hit, nothing. Then they get hooked together. And then you see the wall. It comes up pretty quickly. They crashed off the corner. Oh my goodness. Then they get hung together. Then the one loses brakes. And he pounds that wall extremely hard. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just cut the car right? Because what if somebody else comes along? Because, I mean, there were cars fanning out 3, 4. They're trying to miss these two because they don't know where they're going to go. The 83 is all the way up on the inside. He's the outside wall. He's not going to get caught by anybody else going too fast. But the one, he was basically a missile. He guts it right. It'll take forever. And what if he wads up the car even further or takes someone else with him? I mean, when you're caught like that, when your steering is messed up and you've got no brakes or whatever, sometimes all you can do in that situation is just hop along for the ride. They're lucky in that group that it wasn't bigger, especially when that one came across. Here it is again. Matthew Powell was coming in. Had a lot of hard crashes this weekend. We had Blake Dillon on Saturday. He flipped in a morning session. Sorry, on Friday. He flipped over during a qualifying session on Friday. Well, he nearly flipped. Yeah, he flipped over. And then today with Joseph Lombard hitting the pit wall. Amazingly, that wasn't a red flag moment, but this was. And the car snaps, takes the 83 up the track. Both cars make extremely hard contact to the point where both of them get hung together. The one turns the 83 off, 83 hits the wall, and then the one is basically a guided missile. Okay, thank you. So now we are going to go to overtime. I'm here at Michigan, sponsored by Credit One Bank. So the rules are, if the leader crosses the white flag start-finish line to start the last lap and there's a crash, the race will end no matter what. If the crash is minor and they can drive away, then they will race. But if they're in a safety issue, then NASCAR will call it. If there is a wreck before the white, NASCAR will re-rack them, line them up, do it again, and it'll take as many times as it needs. Judging by how these guys race on restarts, we might be here a little while. So again, 2 laps left. Dylan Murray and Josh will lead match in row 1. Nate Sherman and Menards Cup Series row 2. Robert Smith and WP Network row 3. Jonathan Morrison and Jacob Tube row 4. 9 and 3, 7 and 8. And then Hunter Miller and the Sports Center Cup Series will round out your top 10. Overtime sponsored by Credit One Bank. Terrible restart for the 18. Here comes the Menards Cup Series to the outside. Will he make it stick? The 2 is go. The 4 and the 12 bang. Menards Cup Series trying to prove all he's got. Prove it here late. Still side by side, 3 wide for second. For third, I'm sorry. Menards Cup Series has the advantage, but it looks like we got 1, 2 of them sideways. Save it. He's here in 3. Come down. Stay down. And caution comes out. And a big crash. Oh, the 18 cover up. Spinning down. Who'd the 18 get? And did Menards Cup Series get the caution? Who was leading at the moment of caution? And look at the damage on some of these cars. Joshua Leanmatch, who was running incredibly well in this race, damaged. Derek Lewis in the 42, damaged. Nate Sherman in the 48, Sports Center Cup Series in the 11, and Robert Smith in the 2. They made that move late. I almost thought the 18 had that saved, but guess not. Yeah, our car is pretty much killed. It's done. We're going to go to a second overtime restart. Derek Lewis smoking and steaming everywhere. Is they're going to stop the running cars on the backstretch again. So this leads to the second red flag of the afternoon. They're tell Derek Lewis, bring the car to pit road, because you've not actually seen the damage Honda 18s he's routed by. They're obviously try to take a look at the 11 and the 48. Both of them slammed the wall and ran into each other in that whole deal. So now, guys, we go to a second overtime, which brings up the question, who has enough fuel? In fact, last time we had an overtime restart like this was back on that Monday thriller in Kansas. A big overtime thriller anyway. So now, very similar situation. Who's there to pounce? Hunter Rizzoni? He won Bowman Gray last year. He's one of the very few, one of four drivers that right now have cushion in points. So now, who do we have? We have WB Network. He won it won it The Rock earlier this year and California, so he's good. So you got Robert Smith. He could make a move, but he's going to try to get Lawrence Cup Series. Nobody from Penske's won this year, which is shocking. The question is, are they going to go for team loyalty or are they going to go for the win? This is an overtime restart. It's do or die, so if feelings get hurt, oh well. Now you got cars that are some of these guys towards the back, like Jacob Tube, WB Network, Hunter Miller. He nearly had his race ended when Jonathan Morrison was trying to miss the rack. Both of them nearly had their races ended just a couple moments ago. So now they're up in there in seventh. If anything does happen up front, they can strike. Pretty much anybody in the top 8 or not 8 or 10, 8, 9 or 10, pretty much anyone in the first 5 rows is a solid shot at the win. So we are now on a second overtime restart. Same rules apply. Dylan Murway has taken the top. Smart move there. I mean, teammates are working together, but it's really kind of interesting. You got 2 Fords, a Chevy, and a Ford, and like 3 Fords behind in the first 6 rows. Question is, they're going to be going out for themselves. So hope the 2 doesn't do anything absolutely nuts. Here we go. Just like that, he's going to throw the block. Oh, the 2's in the wall. Robert Smith hits the wall. Menard's Cup Series breaks free. Jacob Tube in second. I think the 2's got a tire problem. He breaks free. Jacob trying to go in second. Menard's Cup Series, he raced for multiple years at Childress. When he was let go, many people were doubting him. Now he is one lap away from his first career win in Michigan. White flag is out. 2.5 more miles to go. 4 more turns, whichever comes first. Menard's Cup Series, many people tried doubting him. Doubted his power in the offseason when he made that switch. He started the Daytona 500 with a blip. He is outside the top 16. He started the year with a flip. Now he's going to be flipping out in victory lane. Menard's Cup Series is a NASCAR IHOP Cup Series winner. What? Let's freaking go. Let's go. Great job, guys. Great job. Holy shit. Oh, 24. Or slides. Menard's Cup Series came across first with a win, punches his ticket into the chase, into the playoffs. As Hunter Miller, Vegas and Brickyard winners bans that car. He is credited with 7th, even though he was pretty much dead sideways. Oh, here we go. Robert Smith, none too pleased with Dylan Murway. Man, he's getting in the middle of a lot of these. I think he should probably take up some martial arts. I think he does, Benny. I think he does. Dylan Murway finished 5th. Robert Smith finished 10th. This could be interesting. While Menard's Cup Series pulls out of the front. Oh, this deal here doesn't look to be over. Uh-oh. Might want to get your cameras on this, guys. Menard's Cup Series, right place, right time, ends up winning the race on a late restart when Dylan Murway blocked his pusher, putting him into the wall, nearly costing another wreck. Oh, here we go. Robert Smith right into the window of Dylan Murway. Oh, you can definitely tell they're both frustrated with what happened. I mean, they both ran their hearts out. It was just Robert Smith saw a hole. Dylan Murway was going to close it. Both of them unfortunately made contact. And now Dylan Murway's going to try to get out and go after the two. Fuck you for that shit, dude. I should drop your... I'm gonna wreck your ass, Brian. I'm gonna wreck you. I understand Dave Burns is down there with some pretty heated drivers. Dave, you're with Dylan? Yeah. You can definitely hear the frustration, the anger and intensity in his voice. Now, can you take us through what happened on that last restart? Just protecting my line, Dave. I mean, the two was trying to push. He said he had a run. He was screaming at me down the track when he was trying to beat my back bumper off. Hey, let me tell you something. Robert Smith can shove it up his ass. Very short and sweet and to the point. And Robert Smith is walking down the pit area. And I believe Bill Weber's with him. Bill? Robert, things I know you're still looking for your first win. That when you had that win in at the first Richmond race this year, but things were pretty hairy at the end. Can you tell us what happened? Forrest's just an idiot, man. I don't know what the hell he's been up to this weekend. He past couple weeks or so, the road courses. I mean, he got mad at Hunter Miller at Portland after that last lap incident, and he got mad at got into a fight with both the Lombards, and he throws a block on me, and he says he ran us over on the restart. So I'm not sure what the hell his problem is. I mean, he's still got pretty heavily to that guy, but I can definitely say I lost quite a bit of respect for him today after that. I mean, you just don't throw somebody and then wonder why they're mad at you on pit road. It's just stupid. I mean, Bristol's Friday. If he wants to play Car Wars, we'll play Car Wars. If this carries to the chase, oh well. Makes the viewers at home interested. Tensions ran high at Michigan. Well, bet you both those crews are, and teams are going to be exchanging some pleasantries this weekend, I hope. And you go to Bristol, and it's pleasantries don't matter at Bristol at this point. Well, let's take a look at the unofficial results. So scroll back bottom top of your screen. Just a reminder that pre-race coverage, Bristol begins Friday at 7 with the Discover Car Countdown to Green. That's hour-long special. Then at 8:30 will be the Irwin Tools night race from Bristol Motor Speedway on TNT. You thought there were tempers then? Now? Wait till Friday night. We got 34 cars on. In essentially a high school gymnasium with bumper-to-bumper traffic. I've been excited the past couple weeks, especially since they announced that at Sebring in Michigan we're going to swap dates this year and next year. I say the switch paid off if you say so myself. Congratulations to Robert Smith on a very entertaining end to a very entertaining race. We'll see you Friday.